Air India Flight 182, The Sky That Never Forgot, 1985. On the morning of June 23, 1985, Air India Flight 182 stood quietly on the runway. A massive Boeing 747. A proud name, Emperor Kanishka. It was flying from Canada to India, with stops along the way. But for the people on board, this was not just a flight. It was homecoming. It was hope. It was goodbye and reunion, wrapped into one journey. Parents were taking their children to meet grandparents for the first time. Students were returning home for holidays. Newlyweds dreamed about their future. Some passengers carried gifts. Others carried prayers. There were 329 souls on that plane, 268 Canadian citizens. 82 of them were children. None of them knew this would be their final sunrise. The plane lifted into the sky, smooth and calm. The ocean stretched endlessly below. Above, the sky was clear. Inside the cabin, children laughed. Flight attendants moved gently through the aisles. Some passengers slept. Some stared out the window, lost in thought. Everything felt normal. Too normal. At 31,000 feet over the Atlantic Ocean near Ireland, time shattered. Without warning, a bomb exploded inside the aircraft. The sound was instant. The damage was total. The plane broke apart in mid-air. Metal tore through the sky. Fire flashed for a split second. Then silence. Air India, Flight 182 disappeared. Wreckage rained into the ocean. Seats, luggage, letters never read, dreams never finished. The Atlantic swallowed everything. There were no survivors. By the time rescuers arrived, there was nothing to save, only remains to recover. The ocean, vast and cold, became a grave. When the news reached the world, disbelief followed. How could a passenger plane simply vanish? Families in Canada, India, the UK and beyond waited desperately by phones. Some refused to believe it. Some prayed for a miracle that never came. Hours later, the truth was confirmed. It was terrorism. The deadliest act of aviation terrorism before 9/11. Yet strangely, the world didn't stop. There were no endless news cycles, no global silence. For many families, the pain was loud, but the world felt quiet. Parents lost children. Children lost parents. Entire families were erased in a single moment. One father waited at the airport for a son who never arrived. One mother kept her daughter's bedroom untouched for years. Some families had no bodies to bury. Just names, just memories, just unanswered questions. Grief stretched into decades. Authorities soon discovered the bomb had been planted in Canada. The target was political. The victims were innocent. Warnings had existed. Security failures had occurred. But no one acted in time. Years passed. Evidence was lost. Witnesses disappeared. Cases collapsed. In the end, only one man was convicted, not for murder, but for helping make the bomb. For most families, justice never truly came. For years, many Canadians did not even know this tragedy happened in their own country. The victims were mostly immigrants. Many were brown. Many were children. Their story faded from headlines, but not from hearts. Families fought to keep their loved ones remembered. They asked for memorials, for recognition, for dignity. They wanted the world to say their names. Today, memorials stand in Canada, Ireland, and India. Names are carved into stone. Flowers are laid every year. Candles are lit. And every June 23rd, families look up at the sky, the same sky that once carried their loved ones away. Air India Flight 182 was not just a plane. It was 329 lives. 329 stories. 329 empty seats at dinner tables that never filled again. This was not an accident. This was not history to forget. This was a reminder that terrorism steals futures, that silence can hurt as much as violence, and that every victim deserves to be remembered. Because as long as their story is told, they are not gone. Now Reveal Zone asks you, what does justice mean when answers never come? What responsibility does society have to remember victims of terrorism? Had you heard about Air India, Flight 182, before today? Share your thoughts in the comment section. I read every single one. Your voice matters. Your opinion matters. And together, we keep the conversation alive. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share.